Do you see that from TV?
Huh. Weird. The readings on my sonic screwdriver say that you're some kind of, not even really a puppet, you're an alien. Weird, right? Let me make sure. Yeah? And that you're a girl? That's not right. Ah, what?
You're a girl! Ma!
I got a girl on my shirt. I got a mermaid.
You're the one with the mouth and old. The same.
Yeah, he's dead for the moment.
Exterminate! Exterminate! Exterminate!
Hey boys and girls, get ready for an all-new toy review with Devall and my best puppet pal, Puppet Devall! Games and kids.
Hey gang, welcome to an all-new toy review right here on ToyWorldOrder.com, starring me, Devall, and my buddy, Dr. Puppet. Now, my question though is, what iteration of Dr. Puppet are you? Are you the 1st, the 3rd, the 8th, or the 12th? What? Good.
I'm the 4th.
So,
I have a scarf.
because you got a scarf, which is actually your arm.
Yeah, but I'm improvising.
Yeah, it's a long scarf too. There you go. We help you. Puppet and I are back, actually, and if you couldn't tell, the first time we're actually taking a look at some Doctor Who stuff, the Puppet and I this time, which is pretty cool. You know, I'm a big Doctor Who fan. I love the show. I think it's a great series. You know, great sci-fi series. It's been around for 50 years. There's so much great history there. There's so many cool episodes, and so many great different actors have actually played the iconic Doctor in the show. There you go. Now you're more like a cross between Doctor Who and Fred from Scooby-Doo, because this is very
Jinkies.
Jinkies. The Mystery Machine is the Tardis.
Sure.
Yeah, that's crazy. But we've actually got a number of new, about a year or so ago, Underground Toys, who actually does all of the Doctor Who licensing and the toy-wise, they announced they were going to do a 3 3/4 inch scale Doctor Who series, which the first series was not that great. I mean, anyone that starts a 3 3/4 inch scale series, they always seem to have a little bit of growing pains, and they always seem to have a couple of issues with them. Not Kirk Cameron, but they've done 2 waves, and today, and I think this is pretty much the entire. No, we're still missing a few.
Yep.
But we're taking a look at a whole bunch of Doctor Who figures.
Series 2 and 3.
So from Wave 2 and 3. So from Wave 3, we've actually got the 10th Doctor, David Tennant here. So we're taking a look at the 10th Doctor. I know, we're gonna take a look at Wave 3, Amy Pond. Amy Pond, which is pretty cool. We're gonna take a look at Series 2. This is actually the Zygon. So anyone that watched the 50th anniversary special is very familiar with this villain, of course.
The War Doctor!
Yeah.
War Doctor!
I know. So we're taking a look at the Zygon, which is pretty cool. We're going to take a look at the Heritage line, the Imperial Guard Dalek, with sensor arm, which is pretty cool. Which is pretty cool. And then the other figure from Wave 3 that we're taking a look at is actually apparently Mr. Bean as Doctor Who. It's actually the 12th Doctor, and it's Peter Capaldi, but we'll show you what we mean a little up close here.
Because he's got the actual outfit on the back. Look on the back.
Yeah, no, but he's dressed in Matt Tennant's last outfit, basically.
Matt Smith.
Or Matt Smith. I'm mixing my doctor. I'm sorry. Let's take a look at the packaging here real quick. The packaging for Wave 2 on both the Dalek and the Zygon here are pretty cool. I mean, it's a pretty iconic look. You've got the TARDIS up here in the corner here. You've got the little blast with Wave 2. The packages are very interesting looking. They're very square with the little circle here for the time vortex. Pretty cool. Wave 2 actually has on the back. It's got all the figures as well as the play sets for the line. There's two play sets. There's a Hyde play set and an Angels Take Manhattan play set, both based on classic New Generation Doctor Who episodes, which are pretty cool. So the packaging for Wave 2 is pretty simple, pretty interesting. And the Wave 3, they kind of stylized it a little bit. It's got a little bit of a artsy feel to it, and the TARDIS almost. If you didn't look at this the first time, you'd almost think the TARDIS was the phone booth from Bill and Ted's, the way they've got it designed here, because that's almost kind of what it looks like at a glance. But the packaging is really cool. You got the TARDIS up here, and of course the Doctor Who logo, and then the packaging is a little bit more a little bit more interesting to look at, I think, than this series. I mean, it's not as colorful and it's not as designed out, but it's
more colorful.
It's more colorful. It's a little bit more interesting than the Wave 2. So the Wave 3 stuff is pretty cool. But what do you say we pop these open? We'll take a look at Zygon. We'll take a look. Sorry. We'll take a look at the Zygon and the Dalek first, and then we'll take a look at the Wave 3 figures. What do you say? People can see you now. Ow. Let's take a look at these guys out of package. Yay! All right, now that we got everyone out, let's take a look at the Wave 2 figures. Let's take a look at the Dalek here and the Zygon. Take a look at the Dalek first. Exterminate. The Dalek is a very classic-looking Dalek, as you can see there, Puppet. It's very cool.
He doesn't have a plunger.
He does not have the plunger. No, he's got this really cool-looking like death ray item here, and where this arm usually, if I remember right, on my Daleks, this little laser gun is usually over here. And the plunger's usually over here, I think. But he's got this little laser weapon here, and both these weapons are just kind of ball jointed in there, so they move around pretty easily there. You can pose them and display them however you like. The top of his head here can rotate, so he can actually rotate the top of his head, and his little stalks at the top of his head are cast in clear translucent plastic. Now his head stalk here, the eye stalk, doesn't want to. It's really loose, so it doesn't pose well. It just. Yep, he's a Dalek with with sad action here. He's packaged with shame action feature. Oh, but of course the details on the Dalek are really cool though. I mean they're really well done. The colors are all really nice. It's very cool. All the little details from the grills here, and you can see. You can't really see it well on camera, but even the black grates underneath these grills, where the actual alien that is inside the Dalek lives, is actually the mutant. They actually sculpted the little grate lines in there, which are pretty cool. So they did a really good job on the Daleks. And then the bottom, of course, there's some wheels. There's some wheels, and it does look like
pull them back. Let them go.
No, it does look like at one point these were designed to be pulled back because the way that this piece is screwed on there, but also this wheel here turns. So he's got a good range of motion, so he can roll back and forth, and he can turn at a whim. And you can make him fly, too, just like in the show. Exterminate. Elevate. Sorry. The Daleks are really cool. That's a really nice figure. And my favorite from this line have been the Daleks. I think all the Daleks they've done, even though they've all kind of looked the same, have been really well done. And of course, it's kind of hard to mess up a Dalek, but the amount of detail that goes into the Dalek themselves is pretty cool. So here we'll. Me having fun with the Dalek. Next up is the Zygon. Puppet Devall is rolling the Dalek there. Up next is the Zygon, one of the classic villains from Doctor Who really has only ever had 2 appearances in the show. Once in the original classic series, and again in the 50th anniversary. And it's one of those Doctor Who villains that hasn't had a whole lot of appearances on the show, but but we've got a very cool little 3 3/4 inch Zygon. And then you get into the regular figures, and each of the regular figures comes with this little Doctor Who stand, this little display stand that has the Doctor Who logo there on it in the shape of the TARDIS, as well as a little peg hole. The figures all have peg holes in their feet, which are very familiar to anyone of these style figures. Now the Zygon here actually has some quite a bit of articulation here. He's got hips here that can move, that are nicely done. See, you can move them. They're pretty good. He's got the knee joint there, which is nice. His feet actually can turn, so you can turn his feet. They don't move per se, but they do turn, which is nice.
Oh, then that's movement.
I know. He can turn. He can turn here at his waist. Check this out. Whoop, he can turn at his waist. And what I like here, and you can kind of see it, is the sculpt. The chest sculpt here extends down towards his crotch, so when you're moving him, it actually doesn't look too bad with that little piece of rubber sculpt there. He's okay. Enough there. He's got articulation at the shoulder. No, I was getting there. I was losing my voice for a second. I was like, He's got articulation at the shoulder there, and he can move 360 degrees here, pretty much. He can move, the shoulder can move up and down. And then he's got articulation here at the elbow, so the elbow can move. And then his hands can turn, which is nice. Unfortunately, no head movement on the Zygon. It's all one sculpted piece from here down towards his waist there. So unfortunately, of course, the Zygons didn't really have a whole lot of head movement to begin with. They were pretty solid, but you can see the details on the Zygon too are beautiful. It's an amazing design. A lot of work went into this. Compared to what we get on the shelves here in the States on 3 3/4 inch figures, the paint apps for most of these are really well done. The Zygon's eyes are well done there. His mouth, they got some black wash there. He's got some black wash across his body, so it kind of makes some of his suckers and stuff stand out, and the details stand out so much better on this figure. The Zygon's a really cool figure. It's a beautiful, beautiful figure that I really, really like. I love this villain, and I love the look of the figure. You know, lots of little suckers. It's pretty cool. Love the Zygons. The Zygons are neat. And of course, they can morph into other things, other people, so that's a plus. And then we move on to Wave 3. So we've got Amelia Pond, we've got the 10th Doctor, and we've got the 12th Doctor and 11th Doctor clothes. So let's take a look at we'll save the Doctors for last. Let's take a look at Amelia Pond here.
Ladies first.
Wave 3 comes with a red display stand, whereas Wave 2 was gray. They come with a red one. And then Amelia here has some of these figures are better. I know her waist moves, but it doesn't want to move. Some of these figures have a little bit better articulation than others. Amelia kind of suffers because she's got a very soft kind of skirt here, so her legs don't move very much farther than that, but they are articulated at the hip, but not as well as the Zygon. So, okay, you can stop at the twist now. I know. So they don't move very well at the hip. They just move up and down. Her knees can move there. They can move forward, forward back. Okay, no, enough of that too. Her feet, the way that she's standing, you can kind of tell she's got standing with kind of her knees are bent in. There's not really any way to stand her to get her legs to move any other way. Her head moves. She can move her head, and the hair, of course, is a soft sculpt, so it kind of moves, but it looks funky when it's like yeah, it's kind of funky. Her shoulders, she can move at the shoulders here. The shoulders can move up and down, and the arms can move up and down here. She's got a bicep swivel here. Unfortunately, on this one is very loose. The swivel, this arm anyway, is very, very loose and kind of wants to fall out. But she does move at the bicep there. Her elbows here move, so she can bend at the elbows, which is kind of nice. And then her hands actually do move, but it's the problem is with a lot of these smaller characters like this, the paint kind of gets stuck, and they don't want to. I don't want to push them too hard because I don't want to.
You're gonna break her.
Yeah, I don't want to break her. I don't want to break her like I broke. I didn't break Jubilee. Hasbro broke Jubilee. The details on Amy Pond are pretty good. Like I said, the early figures, the first couple human figures out of the series were not that great. Amelia actually has some nice paint apps on their face. The eyes are well painted. All the details on the clothing is really nice. The skirt. It's a pretty decent figure. It's actually not bad. It's well done compared to like the first Clara that we got, who was kind of scary.
Scary eyes.
Yeah, scary eyes. Amelia's actually got some nice eyes. So a nice little figure on Miss Pond there. And then we get to some of what has been voted the most popular Doctor of all time, which is the 10th Doctor. He has become the most popular rendition of the character, as voted by the fans. And of course, David Tennant's rendition of Doctor Who here comes dressed in his classic coat, and of course underneath he's got his classic blue suit. And the suit is pinstriped. I don't know how well it shows on my camera, but it is painted to be pinstriped. He's got his dress shirt and his tie on there. His shoes. He's got his awesome sand shoes, which are amazingly detailed. He comes with a little sonic screwdriver, teeny tiny sonic screwdriver that he can hold in his hands here, like so. As soon as we get it back in his hand, there we go. And then the Doctor here has the same articulation as pretty much all the other characters. You know, the shoulders, the elbows. He doesn't swivel at the bicep. His head can move left and right. Because of the soft coat, the legs have minimal movement out there. The hips don't move out, but they move up and down, and then his knees move up and down. And then no waist articulation on this Doctor because of the coat, though. Mostly because of the soft coat that's on there. The head sculpt on this Doctor is not bad. It's recognizable as Tennant. It's pretty well done. The eyes suffer a little bit on this figure, there as opposed to like Amelia's, who they actually did paint some really nice eyes on it, and then he's just got kind of the dot treatment, which kind of if she had the dot treatment, it would have this figure would have suffered. But Tennant's eyes there are just kind of two dots where they actually did some work on Amy Pond's eyes, but pretty cool. The little sonic screwdriver there's got just some paint details, and it's pretty intricately sculpted. But again, the details on this Doctor are really, really nice. We'll move on. We'll have that Doctor regenerate into our newest iteration of Doctor Who, the newest actor to take over the role, Peter Capaldi. Actually dressed in Matt Smith's outfit from the end of his run after the regeneration. So we've got a regeneration Doctor here, which is kind of cool. This Doctor also comes with a little Matt Smith era sonic screwdriver, which I'm sure something eventually in the new series will happen, and we'll get a Peter Capaldi era sonic screwdriver. But the Peter Capaldi here, this Doctor, the 12th Doctor, has the same articulation at the shoulders and the elbows and the knees. His feet actually can move. His feet actually do turn a little bit there. He's got, at the hip, at the knees there. No waist movement that I can tell. No waist movement. But the details on this Doctor, though, are a little off from some of the other ones. It's kind of Capaldi. I mean, it's recognizable. It's kind of a soft sculpt of his face, though, I think. I think that kind of suffers a little bit from the hair. The hair needs to be a little bit more, needs to be a little bit smaller, maybe. I think it's a little too much hair for this Doctor. But this gray, the details are there on the Matt Smith body there from the end of Matt Smith's run. So his, I can't wait. Of course, the back of the packaging. On the back, we've got this Doctor shown in his current outfit, in what this Doctor actually wears. So hopefully that Doctor is still yet to come, and hopefully this is either he's a variant or this Doctor here is the variant, because that's the Doctor to have. And the head sculpt looks a lot better on that Doctor than on this one, I think, just from the back of the box. So it looks much nicer. So that's kind of one to keep an eye out for, is this 12th Doctor dressed in his current outfit. But but overall, it's a nice little series to have. I mean, you've got, out of Wave 3, you've got 2 Doctors and a very classic companion in the form of Amelia Pond. And then Series 2, you got a Zygon and a very cool Dalek. So overall, it's a very cool couple of waves. And these aren't all the figures in the waves at all. There's another Dalek in Wave 3. There's another Dalek in Wave 2. So this is not by any means all of the waves, but it's a very cool representation of some classic and new Doctor Who characters all built into one, and that's pretty neat. And there you go, guys. There's a look at the Underground Toys Doctor Who Series 3 and Series 2 of figures, the Dalek, the Zygon, Amy Pond, Doctor number 10, and Doctor number 12. So some very, very cool figures. And of course, these are hitting at Walgreens, at Toys R Us. They're hitting some major markets, which is pretty cool. So you can actually find these characters pretty readily available in stores right now. And I mean, they can't be too much, right? I mean, they're nice little figures, and they're what? What? $13 a piece. 15? Apparently apparently they're $15 a piece.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think maybe Walgreens are cheaper, but I don't know.
They can't be cheaper at Walgreens. Walgreens is more expensive than everyone.
I don't know!
There you go, guys. There's a look at Doctor Who figures that apparently are $15 a piece.
Yep.
I get that they're imports, but holy crap. That's a lot of money for import 3 3/4 inch figures. I'm sorry, it is. It's a ton of money. But for any Doctor Who fan, they're going to be worth picking up. But again, at 15 bucks, you might be able to find them cheaper online at certain outlets and certain places than buying them in store. So make sure you check out all your available references for these figures. And until next time, gang, we'll be back with an all-new review real soon. So,
Do that twist! Take the body home! And don't
That is-
like
that-
it!
say the right thing.
Keep playing with your toys.
Keep playing with your toys, gang. Sorry, Puppet.
Ouch. Pain. Pain.